Good morning, everyone. This is Dust for Dusted on Gaming with a continuation of something we worked on a month or so ago. On these next couple days, I still have off. I still want to get through some modern decks. I also want to continue working on some of our previous projects. This was kind of a suggestion by Janshevik about doing a viewer contest of submitted decks. One of the decks we ended up playing was trying to figure out if Nicol Bolas was modern playable. Particular deck we're on now is a Bolas twin deck. We tested this a little bit in a couple two-man queues about a month ago. The deck was promising. We never really did get back to it, so I wanted to get back to it a little bit this morning. I made some updated changes to do the meta. Put a second Vendilion Click, which I wanted to do, cut and electrolyze. I put Serum Visions in the deck over Thought Scour because it's better card selection. And then the sideboard, I removed the Surgical Extractions and Nihil Spellbombs and put in 4 Leyline in the Void, since the big decks that have been popping up lately are the graveyard-based Hollow Vine decks, the Hollow One decks, the Bridgevine decks. Grixis Shadow's been making kind of a comeback, so having access to Leyline in the Void is pretty nice on the sideboard. Beyond that, we're a Kiki Jiki Pestermite Deceiver XR core. This is much like the old Splinter Twin decks, only the Grixis versions. We have access to Bolt, Push, Terminate, and Dreadbore to deal with creatures, a couple Dispels to help protect the combo, and a couple Logic Knots to disrupt our opponent, 4 Snapcaster Mages, and then a couple of Vendilion Clicks as more tempo disruption. The big difference between this and the old lists was we're playing Grixis for Nicol Bolas to see if he's relevant in Modern. Obviously, if you can kind of distract your opponent with this stuff going on down here, landing him on 4, forcing them to discard a card, and then they have to have a removal spell for him, can be pretty tough. One of Jace the Mind Sculptor, because you need some type of ability to grind against some of the mid-range decks. That used to be Twin's biggest problem, was decks like Jund or Abzan that had instant speed answers to the Twin combo. Jace allows you to grind along with Karanos in the sideboard in those particular type of matchups. So beyond that, that's pretty much what you're doing in the main deck. Sideboard, we have various threats to kind of board into. Got Karanos, Piankir Nalar, and Kalitas. Kalitas, however you want to pronounce it, as your various threats to board into. Karanos for the grindy matchups, Piankir for the grindy matchups, and for small creature decks like Affinity and such. Kalitas when you need some life gain, usually when you're going in the more controlling roles. Is a Statcaster for smaller creature decks, Counter Squalls for anything you'd want a negate effect in, a couple Anger of the Gods and Damnation when you need sweepers for other creature decks, Collective Brutality primarily for burn, control, and combo decks, and then Leyline in the Void we've already discussed. So, it's pretty much the deck. We'll see what we'll hop into here. Jump into a friendly league, see how it does. Last time out, I think we just played it in a couple two-man queues. I think we ended up going like 2-1 or something, so see how this does in actual league. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Whenever you see this, I hope you're having a good day. So, we'll see how the deck does. Not really sure how it's going to do in a more open meta here. It was mainly the best show I could come up with to try to test Bolas pretty reasonably, at least in the Grixis colors. So, see how this goes. Wow. None of our turn 1 plays and a bunch of lands. I guess we'll keep it since our opponent's mulliganing, but this could be a mistake keeping this hand. Yep, especially against humans. Pretty good, War Dog. How you doing? Curious what they name with Meddling Mage here. Don't get yourself in trouble, man. Okay, I name Lightning Bolt, which unfortunately is a 4 of in our deck. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch Steam Vents here. It doesn't really tell them a whole lot of what's going on here. And of course we draw a Lightning Bolt. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and pass the turn here. We have to run out Snapcaster Mage to try to kill this Meddling Mage if they attack with it. Yep, Bueller is going to be annoying. Hopefully they attack with this Meddling Mage too this turn. I think we're just too far behind this game because I kept a slower hand. Of course they have Thalia's Lieutenant. Alright, let's go to the next game. We're too far behind here. Alright, so definitely want the Cletus. Definitely want the Anger of the Gods. Definitely want the Damnation. Some consideration for Static Caster and Pian Kirin. See what we want to remove first. The Dispels aren't going to do a whole lot. These Logic Knots aren't going to do a ton against Cavern of Souls and Company. Brutality, maybe. I don't know. I kind of like just this as the main deck. Get one of these Boluses out of here. Get a Brutality in, maybe. Constant state of being in trouble. Alright, at least we have Terminate this time, so... And we have the combo, so... Plus we'll be on the play, which will help. And our opponent doesn't know exactly what we're on, so that kind of helps a little bit. I mean, they kind of surmise we're on a removal heavy deck, but no turn 1 play, huh? Do I shock this in or not? Might just lead on like Thalia or something here, which would be annoying, but it's kind of whatever. Feels like a Thalia. Of course. Yep. See what they do here. Hopefully they don't deploy like a freebooter or something. Kinda hoping they just try like blind meddling mage something here. Looks like our opponent's just gonna get comboed. What are the odds they brought in something like Dismember here? What kind of hand did they keep? Hello. We could be killing them this next turn, but I think I'm just going to see what's going on with their hand before I try to combo here. Oh, they did have a Dismember. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't try to run the combo out. Ah. Nope. Curious that they would have brought in those particular cards. That's quite a hand. Alright, so that means you're dead. Cool. Alright, and our opponent scoops. How you been, Foz? So, maybe there's some consideration for think Statcaster over Electrolyze here. I did bring in Dismember, which is interesting, but I still don't think I want Dispel. I'm doing alright. Hoping this twin experiment will go well this morning. Well, it's like... probably has no idea what's going on right now. Because that's the one thing humans could... humans wasn't really around when Twin was a thing, so... It's not a deck they're very... Not saying they don't have the tools to beat Twin, I'm just saying it's not a deck they're used to fighting against. Well, thanks, Foz. I hope it does too, but if I keep too many loose hands like I did game 1... Alright. Bolt, push, and path. Yeah, or Anger of the Gods. Yeah, I think I'm in for this hand. I think I play out turn here so I can leverage Fatal Push and such. Probably gonna get Thalia, I'm guessing. Well, that's good. Did you add Search for his Kanta or like Serum Visions? What's up, Jankovic? Yeah, we're seeing how it does today. You take Anger of the Gods? Okay, sure. Do I even fire off any of these spells here? I don't think so. Probably should have fetched there, so my Sulphur Falls came into play. I intend to Mendelian click them if they try to activate Ether Vial here. But yeah, Tar Pit probably would have been a decent play. Feel like we're going to get Reflector managed here. Oh, on the second turn? Yeah. I was planning on holding both removal spells up. Mantis Rider, Militia Bugler. That's a hand. I really want to get a twin thing going here, but those two cards are pretty good. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm going to take quite a sizable hit this turn that I didn't have to chew. People have tried with Isochron Scepter, it's just not very good in Modern. We're in a rough spot because I chose to keep the wrong cards on top. It's a Sin Collector. So we know we're drawing a Snapcaster Mage next turn. So I think I just kill the Kitesail Freebooter here, get back our Anger, tap down the Bugler, and then just block the Lieutenant. Hopefully I don't have a 3 to violin here. Question is, do they name Kiki Jiki or do they name Anger of the Gods? Can't decide. Well, Anger of the Gods is the bigger threat right now because of the way things currently line up. Now the game just starts to spiral out of control for them. Pretty much have to land Mass Rider number 4. Because we know 1's at the bottom of their deck. Sure. Now they're going to copy Kalidas, I'm presuming. Nope, Militia Bugler. Interesting. They've got a freebooter. Yes, I've played a Humans deck before. Not the one with Militia Bugler, but... yeah... it's not the best use of our resources here, but... it's probably for the best that we do. We'll end up with Exarch and Kalitas. They'll end up with a Militia Bugler. Unfortunately, we don't get any zombies out of the deal, but, you know. No, because of the templating of Anger of the Gods and Kalidas, we don't. Because Anger of the Gods exiles, so does, and Kalidas tries to exile. But Kalidas specifically says they have to die, so it's kind of a weird Weirden. Auriok Champion. Alright, that's a little awkward. Because of the way Auriok Champion... It shuts down the XR combo. It doesn't shut down the... It shuts down the XR combo. It doesn't shut down the Pestermite combo for right now. They'd have to get a second one on the board. Serum Visions is pretty nice here. I do believe I want both of those cards. Pestermite has 2 power. Auriok Champion only shuts down the first power. No, land isn't relevant right now, guys. Kiki-Jiki does nothing. Then why would I bottom the Pestermite if I... You see the problem with that logic? Why would I bottom both when I need the Pestermite to combo with Kiki-Jiki? At this point, I'm more worried about staying alive than trying to combo. See what our opponent's 3-drop is here. They find the last Mana Strider? They did. Right now I can't gain life. Wish I would have left up, had one more mana to leave up here. Yeah. Snapcaster Mage got exiled. That's unfortunate. We're actually in quite a bit of trouble this game. Deals 3 damage to any target. Of course they would draw a 3-drop. And it's a Staticaster of all cards. Delightful. Because we had to survive this turn, and now we're just dead. Because we can't combo, even if we draw a red source. We can't really attack with Kalitas. Snapcaster's pretty good here. Does leave them with 2 creatures though. And we know their last Manus Rider's on the bottom of their deck, so... We're running out of options here. And that's just game, because we died at Oriok Champion. Well, that was a cluster bleep of mistakes. That was a cluster bleep of mistakes. I have no idea. Oh, as far as... Yeah, he's on black-white tokens today. His hand is very awkward. We haven't played Bolas in any of the matches yet, so I don't know. We've only literally started playing. Humans was our first matchup. I think I got a mulligan this one. Oh, Tron. Joy. Yep, we bought him Field of Ruin. What does it help cast? What does Field of Ruin help cast? If we draw a third land... Walking Ballista for 1. Sure. Yeah. They did mulligan to 5, though. They're likely Greentron. I think I've played Yamato before, and I remember him being on Greentron. Or her. O-Stone. Wow, that's a hand. Wormcoil, O-Stone, Karn, Ancient Stirring, Sylvan Scrying, Sylvan Scrying. No? don't want Island. Do we want Bolt? So... it protects the combo. I don't know. So... 5, 5, 5. Yeah, that's like the one consideration. Because Kolagon's command turns this into a 3-turn clock. The only card I could draw to that I care... the only singular card I could draw to that I care about is Logic Knot. So, is Bolt worth a random card? Actually... 5, 8... Bolt does shorten the clock by a turn. Because we've got them on a 2-turn clock, barring them drawing out of their mess. Alright, got there in game 1 against Tron. That's a start. Alright, so we're interested in the counter squalls. Dispels are probably not worth it. This is definitely not a matchup we are well prepared for. Fatal pushes are obviously garbage. No, I used to have surgicals in the sideboard, but when I went to the all Leyline of the Void plan, that kind of became a lot worse. So maybe it's just Brutality as an extra reach spell. I mean... I guess this hand's alright. Tron player kept 7, so we're probably dead. Yeah, the flip side is, though, what are we mulliganing towards? Like, we have no one-mana plays that matter. We have... they just have natural Tron. So the Sulphur Falls comes into play untapped. Am I getting World Breakered? No, I'm getting Worm Coil Engine with 1 mana up to play around. Yep. Seems appropriate. I think we just let the Worm Coil hit us this turn. Opponent's hand's either a bunch of green spells or like an Ulamog. Bolt, bolt. Okay. Alright, guess I'd like to play first. Well, we'll get into 5, still have Tron. Yep. Now, do I click them or do I pestermite them here? Nature's Claim, Karn, and Expedition Map. That's quite a series of draws. Alright, well, those were some fun games. Alright, I'll be back in 1 minute. Alright, had to clear my head for a few there. So, the humans matchup, I know I screwed up somewhere with the sequencing and the hands that I kept. The Tron matchup's not very good. Especially without access to turn 4 Splinter Twin like the deck used to have. Tron matchup's just not very good. And I made it worse when I went to Leyline of the Void as opposed to having Surgical Extractions in my deck. So, that way we can't even have the Prayer of Field of Ruin into our, into a Surgical. Just like to play first. So, Logic Knot into Pestermite into Kiki Jiki? Seems alright, depending on the matchup here. Yeah, I don't think Bolas was particularly relevant in either of those matchups. Bolas is not meant to be a centerpiece, it's meant to be kind of like a pseudo-finisher. Like a Jace in this deck, just something there to kind of close out the game when our opponent can shut down the combo. Looks like we're up against Free Win Red. Hopefully they'll tap out again this turn. Probably to play around Logic Knot or some other nonsense. Alright, so we want the counter squalls. Fatal pushes obviously are kind of garbage against the Chalice of the Void deck. Probably want... cards am I interested in this matchup? Probably interested in the Karanos. Brutality, maybe. It's a non-one-mana way to kill Rabblemaster. Kalitas is just too hard to cast. Probably want a Pia and Kieran, given the fact they're a Blood Moon deck. Might actually want to board Jace out here. I guess, though, if we get 2 islands, Jace is pretty reasonable. And just board out a couple of bolts. Dispel was the last card. Yeah, they only had one. The only cards there that you're really afraid of is like a Braid, and as soon as they don't Abrade in response to the Pestermite tapping down their land, they're just dead. Well, I don't really have a sideboard plan for this matchup. I just really want to try to get as many dead cards out of our deck as possible. The sand has 2 basic islands in it, but what else does it do? Like, this Field of Ruins is just nonsense against the all-mountain deck. Do I keep it just because I have the 2 islands? I don't think so. And then borderline 7 into unkeepable 6. Alright, this hand's alright. Sure, I'll take another combo piece. Okay, sure. I think we're gonna get Blood Mooned. Yep. Yep, now we need to draw is another land and we get to land Bolas, which is nice. Maybe. Probably I should have run out Exarch there. Or Pestrum right there. Hmm. I was just going to kill you with my Bolas, but now I guess I have to combo you. It's unfortunate. So, one thing I did try to do as well as possible is I did try to make this deck as resilient to Blood Moon as possible. It's nice to know that kind of worked out. We get Bolas, we win. Maybe. Maybe. I think we could have won that humans matchup. I think I punted the sequencing with the Serum Visions and some other stuff, so. Oh well. And Tron's just Tron. Guess we keep us in. Somebody had to go and hit the Jund button. I'm interested in the Terminate, even though... Yeah, I punted so many things in that matchup. Well, that's a Dark Confidant, and we don't currently have an answer for it. But when are we gonna have time to deploy it? Is the problem. Yeah, it could have, but the problem is we're so far behind. I don't know if we'd have time to use the to use it. And the question is, do I counter the Inquisition or the Bloodbraid Elf here? I think it has to be the Inquisition, which is feels so bad. That was nice of our opponent. Huh. Alright, we just lose the game. Alright. So. We want that. Probably want, well, counter skulls are eh. We want that. Probably interested in Kalitas. Leyline the Void's marginal against them. Cards do we not want? Dispels are kind of garbage. Maybe I want counter squalls, maybe. Because those Lilianas are so problematic. Electrolyze. A couple of bolts. The bolts help pressure the planeswalkers, but yeah, we've had a lot of these like weird clanky hands that just don't come together. Maybe that's just I'm not mulliganing aggressively enough. Maybe that's just I mean, this hand's okay, but obviously missing removal and early interaction. Probably gonna get Inquisitioned or Thought Seized here. No, most of them board out some amount of hand disruption in the mid-range mirrors. This is usually more about attrition than any one particular card. See what's in their hand here. Terminate Kolaghan's Command, Choke, Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf. I don't think this is gonna go too well for us. Yeah, I don't think this game's gonna go well for us, everybody. Well, apparently this opponent does. I think they're doing it because blue-white has kind of made a resurgence. And blue-white's not a great matchup for Jund. Of what decks? I'm aware I should have fetched a... Probably should have fetched a red source for Kiki-Jiki here, but I don't think this is a game in which Kiki-Jiki is going to end up mattering, because they have those Kolaghan's commands and terminates in their hand. So right now their hand is Kolaghan's command, terminate, and one unknown card. Must construct additional Bolas. And then we draw a counter squall. Oh well, one more match to go. All right, so thoughts so far. A Jund opponent that's holding all Kolaghan's commands and choke is a nightmare matchup. Tron doesn't feel great. Humans, I screwed up. And Mono Red Prison, lusting at Turtu Blood Moon, doesn't really matter. Every time I see this Field of Ruin in my opening hand, I absolutely hate the card. We up against Merfolk. I am thoroughly confused right now. That is a good point. It could in fact be Wizards. Wizards with a very crappy starting hand, but Wizards nonetheless. Yeah, but I don't think they played two basic mountains. I don't think we're up against I don't think we're up against Wizards. Not sure what in Blue Blazes we're up against, but I'm pretty sure it's not Wizards. We are in the 1 and 3 bracket, so Lord only knows what we're playing against down here. It's like we're on the tempo plan. Looks like we're up against the free win red deck. Yeah, nothing, not a dang thing I can do about Chandra. My question is how much am I supposed to care about Chandra? I don't know. We draw one more land, they're dead here. Alright. Now maybe we're the ones that are dead. They're getting very close to being able to empty their hands, so... Mm-hmm. Bolt's fine, but that only puts them to 5. We need to draw some more Snapcaster Mages or something. Yeah. Chalice for 1, annoying. Gotta use him to kill the... Do I have to use him to kill the... Not until 5, so... For now... It was the first time we actually needed Bolas to win the game. Alright, so free win red, or at least a variant thereof. Yeah, because Bolas can gun down their Koth, and then Bolas' ultimate just kills them. And they don't have any way to pressure Planeswalkers very well. I think we had to work for that win a little bit. They were able to shut down the XR portion of the combo. I don't think these fatal pushes are going to do a whole lot. We want some amount of dispels for the combo protection, but they do have abrades, obviously. You missed us getting smashed by Jun and Tron, beating one version of free win red, and now playing another version of free win red. Alright, they didn't turn to Blood Moon us, that's nice. There's a lot of things they could be splashing for. Filtering. That is, in fact, a blood moon. They shut down a lot of things. It's possible I should have fetched double basic island. So we need to draw like our one of basic swamp and we have this game, but other than that, yeah, whatever. Alright, P and Kieran's a card we can cast. Mm-hmm. It makes sense. They saw the combo out of us. I mean, if it's in their sideboard, I guess they bring it in here. It's free when red. Who knows what they play in their sideboard? Deck, this is a point in time I really don't want to be drawing lands. Well, yeah. But I want the Chandra off the board is what I want. Chalice of the Void. What do you play Chalice on here? Okay. Alright. So, good old Blood Moon got us again. Alright, we're keeping this one. Even if nothing else, it allows us to play around Blood Moon here. I think I screwed up the order on that. We wanted to be able to get a second island over drawing a Bolas right now. Am I about to get turn 1 Blood Moon? I am. Alright. I failed to understand the fascination with bringing Eidolon in this matchup. Yeah, but it doesn't get Thopters because of the Torpor Orb. Yeah, but yeah. You're going to a Braid or Kiki-Jiki? Oh, P and Kieran, sure. Nope, no blocks. Oh no, I understand why it's in the deck, but I'm just wondering why they brought it in against us. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I think we might just lose to this Hazoret. Why didn't they pitch a card at us? Yeah, but the 2 damage a turn could be relevant. Yeah, play Kuranos is the most likely route to victory here. Jan? Sometimes, Jan, sometimes. Alright, so thoughts on the deck, thoughts on the build of the deck. I think I want to get rid of these Field of Ruins. They really don't do a ton, except make our starting hands awkward. I think I'd put in a second Swamp and maybe a fetch land that can go get that Swamp. Maybe a Bloodstained Mire to be able to play our basics a little bit better. We're not beating Tron anyway. That's just like Jeskai has 2 Field of Ruins and a Surgical Extraction in their sideboard, and they don't ever beat Tron. Let's be honest, the only way we're beating Tron is by tempoing them out, and I'm okay with giving up one matchup in Modern. I'm fine with that. Like I said, I'm fine with being cold to one match in Modern. Actually, two, that and Valakut. I don't care about being cold to those matchups, especially when Tron's already a bad matchup for these 3-color mid-range decks anyway. So I'm fine with writing off the Tron loss to matchups being matchups. The Humans matchup I lost because I brutally missequenced it. In Game 1, I kept a poor hand. Game 3, I sequenced very poorly. Jund, we kept a stinker of a hand Game 1, and then Game 2, a hand we saw with Vendilion Click. There's no way we're beating that hand. As far as the main deck, like, probably cut one Dispel for some other interactive, meaningful spell. The rest of the main deck I liked a lot. No, the Jund matchup's a lot more winnable. Our opponent just had really good hands in the matchup, especially Game 2. But Jund's not a great matchup for the Splinter Twin style decks anyway. So, outside of putting Blood Moon in my deck, I'm not really going to worry too much about the Jund deck right now. We have tools, we have Karanos, we have Kalitas. You know, our removal spells are pretty decent against them. It's just sometimes your hands don't line up. Bolas, single-handedly won us the 2 all-in red matchups, especially that second one. So, or the Dragon Stompy, however, whatever type deck it was. So I think Bolas has probably firmly cemented his 2-ofness. The rest of the deck, I don't know. Probably get like 1 of Dispel out of here, fix the mana base like I said. The rest of the main deck was fine. The sideboard, obviously we don't have enough tools against Tron, but I'm not trying to win the Tron matchup. Jund is Jund. The Humans matchup I think was the linchpin of that league. I think if Game 1 or Game 3 had been different, either with a mulligan in Game 1 or in Game 3 playing a little bit tighter, we would have been 3-2 in that league, and then this deck would have felt a lot better. So, I don't know that I'd change too much on the sideboard right now. We'd definitely have to play more games with it. So, alright, that's going to be it for this league. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up with that. If anybody has any suggestions, feel free to send off in the comments. I don't like the Field of Ruins. I just don't. I probably want a second Swamp. Definitely want to keep the red sources where they're at to be able to cast Kiki Jiki. And Deck seems alright. It's not going to take Modern by storm or anything, but it's playable. So, this has been Dust for Dust on Gaming. Thanks everyone for tuning in.